All right, let us see the relation between price and revenue, as well as marginal revenue and its interpretation. This example, for example, the price P in dollars and the demand X for a particular clock radio are related by the equation X is equal to 3000 minus 10P. So the first question is express the price P in terms of the demand X and find the domain of its fraction. Now let us, the given one is, let's say, X equal to 3000 minus 10P. So in order to write in terms of P plus 10P plus 10P minus X here minus X, right? So this becomes 10P is equal to 3000 minus X. In order to find the value of P, divided by 10, divided by 10, divided by 10. So P is equal to 300 minus 1 over 10 is 0.1x. That is the P as a function of X. That is, P as a function of X is equal to 300 minus 0.1x. Now it says the domain, right? The domain. For example, if you look at this one, let me bring it. X is max, X is max when X is max when P is 0, right? From that one, so X max is equal to 3000 minus 10 times 0, which is 3000. Minimum X min is obviously 0. So the domain is 0 less than X less than the maximum 3000. That is the domain of X. All right, so you can just decide how to find the maximum. The maximum is when the price is 0 or when you set the P value 0, so it is 3000. And the maximum is 3000. The minimum is just when the item number or the demand is 0. So the domain or the demand is between 0 to a maximum demand of 3000. The second question is find the revenue fraction. Remember, we said that the revenue of X is price multiplied by item or X. So we have already find the price. So this is 300 minus 0.1x, another x. So this can be written as 300x minus 0.1x squared. And the domain of R, domain of R is the same as the domain of price, so which is 0 less than x less than 3000. So it is the same. So the domain of R of x is also between 0 and 3000. That is the second. We answer this one. Now the next question is find the marginal revenue function. Remember, we have already calculated R of x is equal to 300x minus 0.1x squared. And the derivative is known as the marginal revenue. So 300 minus 0.2x. And the question is find the marginal revenue at a production level of 1700. That is, let's calculate 300 minus 0.2 1700. Use your calculator. That is, when I use my calculator, 300 minus 0.2 times 1700, it gives me negative 40. Remember, negative means something is decreasing. So it is negative. For example, if you are asked to interpret what is the meaning of this one, right? For example, in our previous example, we get a negative value. So what is the meaning? So the meaning is, at a production level, or for example, here we can just interpret at, let me use this color, at a production level of like 2,900 clock radius, the change in revenue per unit change in production is approximately negative $2,800. Now the company revenue is approximately negative, which is decreasing, or that is one interpretation. Or the total revenue for producing 2,901 clock is approximately 280 less than the total revenue for producing 2,900 clock radius. Or you can just interpret the total revenue for producing, the next item is for producing 2,900 clock radius is approximately it is 2,800 less than the previous one. The total revenue for producing 2,900 clock radius. So both interpretation are the same, so at a production level of 2,900 clock radius, the change in revenue per unit change in production is approximately negative, so it is decreasing. Or the total revenue for producing the one additional clock radius, or in our case 2,901, is approximately this one, less than the total revenue for producing the 2,900 clock radius.